Hello, everyone. Welcome to Loud and Proud Orlando, Monday, July the 8th, 7:37 p.m. Thank you so much for being live with us. We're about 20 people live right now, so thank you so much for your support. We're also live on our Instagram account. Thank you to alexmathias.soccer that's watching also, and everybody there on Instagram. Just make sure you drop your comments right there on YouTube. Also, you can drop your comments and subscribe. On Instagram, we're going to also read your comments. And then on X, drop us your comment and retweet the video. It will help us a lot to make a lot of buzz for the show. So thank you so much for being live again and for your support. We're back, the three amigos, John and Paola. It's been an eventful couple days for not only Orlando City but also for Orlando Pride. I know we'll discuss more of that tomorrow at the Pride Pod, but Orlando City, everything pretty much clicked, um, offensive and defensively. We also played against a very weakened DC United team. We took advantage of the 12th man that was there, so kudos to the wall, and making DC feel really uncomfortable. um, but 5-0 clobbering by Orlando City, for sure. A complete turnaround with Martino Heda as a striker next to Duncan Maguire. And I believe that's pretty much the picture perfect lineup for the Lions this year. Uh, so we'll discuss all of that and more. John, how are you, my friend?
Good, man. Good to be back here. I was away in New York, so I'm sorry I missed everybody last week, but I had to go for work. That all went really well. I got off the plane on Saturday and went straight to watch the Pride at the Hammered Lamb. So that was an epic win. And at the same time, I'm kind of following along at Orlando City, being like, yo, what's going on here? Now we're 2-0 up. Now it's 3-0, 5-0. As soon as I was done with Pride Talks, sat down at 11 o'clock at night and got to watch through all the goals of Orlando City. What a game. What a win. Sad that I wasn't there to see Kaka, but I think I wanted to go support the Pride on this one, and I'm happy with my decision. And we got to divide and conquer. You were there, and Paula was there, so we get to cover both at the same time. But man, two epic wins this weekend, and I'm excited for what's to come for the rest of the season.
For sure. Paola, how are you? Welcome back.
Awesome. After that massive win and that massive win too for the Pride. I didn't watch the entire Pride game because I was multitasking and watching DC United against Orlando, but I wore my Pride jersey, so I was supporting the lads as well. So I'm happy to be back, and after this win, I mean, what happier we should be, right? So this is the winning that we were expecting since the beginning of the season, so I'm glad that the boys could take advantage of this team and put some 5 goals into the net.
For sure. It was indeed a showdown. Honestly, to me, it was, just seeing attacking football was fun. Everything. We've seen the possession, we've seen the passing, but I think that the finishing was on point in this particular game. 5-0 win. It was probably the best performance of the year. Five different players found the back of the net. So, I'll start with I don't know if you want to go over the game, John. Let's go over the game. To me, the defense made a lot of difference here. To me, honestly, this was let's play the highlights here.
You can feel confident.
The defense was super solid. When you have a solid defense, you can certainly have a really potent offense. And today, with all numbers forward, on the weekend with all numbers forward, the Lions didn't disappoint. So let's start with the lineup right here. So it's a 4-4-2. It's a classic 4-4-2 formation. Again, Wilder Cartagena coming from the break, in my opinion, gun ho, ready to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And for sure, I mean, the past two games he's been, I think, to me, one of the top players in the team. with Cesar Araujo, keeping him on check, not being erratic. A complete night and day from having Nico Lodero. Not to knock anything on Nico, but I just think it's a complete night and day. And then obviously Martin Ojeda has been having three phenomenal back-to-back games, in my opinion. I think definitely deservingly so, setting a huge start. But anyways, Paul, I wanted to ask you, what are your first takes of this game coming up?
I mean, this is what you can expect playing against a team that is last in the standings, right? It's not like normally, and I'm not throwing bad juju's to Orlando, but normally when we last season when we used to play this type of teams, we would let them score first or let them win the game and not taking advantage of winning the game. But this is not the case last Saturday. Like we had the opportunity, and I think, like you said, Luis, you were on point. Wilder came from that Copa America with a lot of fuel on him. And I missed him. I missed him in the squad, believe it or not. And Facu is having a tremendous performance now. I don't know if not getting selected by the Copa America squad, it ignites him a little bit of fuel. And I think this is what we were expecting, like I said in the beginning of the pod. We were expecting this since the beginning of the season. And I think by putting the right players in the right position, we see score goals on the game. So, I mean, I can see this formation going forward. Unfortunately, Duncan is not going to be here. I don't know if Oscar Pareja would put Ramiro Enrique there. Not sure what's gonna happen, but I'm less concerned because I think we have the players in the right position going forward.
What about you, John? What are your first takes on this game?
Vintage 2023 Orlando City right there.
Great.
Like the double pivot, Kyle Smith at left back. We were talking about that, Luis. Like,
yeah,
Rafa Santos is a sieve, man. I gotta say, Kyle Smith much better there at left back. Last few games, I think we've talked about before that Ojeda can be the guy, and in this game he was the guy. And right now,
player. So yeah, I agree.
So what we were always talking about the last few episodes, Luis, is getting it right in the box. That's what we're doing here. Dagger is already in the box. He cuts it back, gets the perfect right pass to the guy who's open and available. And then Ojeda does the right thing, just putting his foot through it first time. Great, keeps a shot low and hard, on target, difficult to save. It's those tiny details that we're talking. In another game, the pass wouldn't have connected, or the shot would have gone badly, or we wouldn't have been able to put it all together. And in this game, it all came together time after time after time. And looking at the stats, it could have been even more, Luis. Like we were all over them. Obviously they went down to man. They're not very good, but still we created 24 shots, 9 of which were on target, a 2.32 XG. So we were primed for maybe even more goals than 5 in this game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 24 shots total. I mean, out of those 24, 10 on target. It's a pretty good. Now here, Oscar talked about sequences, right? And we saw that a lot on the dagger play, and then on the Angulo goal, which we'll see in just a moment. But here, it seemed that every cross had a purpose. It was just not erratic crossing like we've seen in the past, in the first few games in the season. And in this case, Wilder coming from Copa America, obviously with seeking some personal revenge because it didn't go his way for Peru, even though he was one of the best ones in his national team. But bringing that momentum and making an immediate impact, and with this cross right here, was just filthy. And just he sees that Robin is coming between both of the center backs, and just puts it in like
players. And I'm happy that Jansen got that goal.
Yeah, and to add to what you say.
Sorry, because I said that because it reminds me of like a set piece goal, and that's why I was asking.
It is, yeah.
Was it directly from a set piece, or
no,
was it
no,
no.
but
No,
they were
It was
aligned like a
yeah.
free kick,
Yeah,
a set
and that's
piece.
what he needs to do on corners. Like, it's partly the great ball by Wilder, but it's also because he attacks the ball in the box, and he attacks the space between the two players, and then he gets the header. So it's a great header, though. Take
no, and
nothing from
then
that.
also and again, I mean, look, if we're gonna face an LAFC or a St. Louis, like, I mean, they're gonna mark Wilder differently. So it's gonna be more of like that high press. And obviously, DC was, in my opinion, too passive. They were like allowing him to cross it in a way. So there was no defender that will go and challenge him on the 1v1. And so again, obviously DC is it's going through a bad stint right now. Obviously, I was sitting actually at the press box with Alonso, and then also with the one of the PRs for DC, and he was like, "Yeah, I mean, they're not really marking your players. They're allowing them to shoot, they're allowing them to cross it. So and here we see another play right here. Let's see, that's Kyle Smith right here. But you see, like, they're not going to get the ball; they're allowing them to kind of play it.
Runs, we need forward passes, like we saw in this game, and that's the difference.
Yeah,
You want to
yeah,
read a few
definitely.
comments, Luis?
Yeah, for sure. Let me. I missed the Barlett red card. Hold on, I think I missed it, but
It's right.
No,
okay,
you
it'll
were
come
right
up in just.
there.
Right at the end of the first half, right?
Yeah, you had it like right there, Luis.
All right, right here. Yeah, right here. That's the third goal. Yeah.
It was
All right,
the
It's in the
let's read some
47th
comments.
45th.
minute.
Yeah, it was right at the end.
This is. Do you think Ojeda was robbed of now being on the team of the week? Yeah, I mean, I really wouldn't. To me, I wouldn't really care. Honestly, I just want the win. I mean, I think it's great. I mean, you gotta understand. Ivan Angulo and I believe Robin Jansen are in team of the week. I mean, Jansen had almost 8.0 or 9.0 in sofa score, pretty high with his goal. I think one of the highest scores I've seen. So, I mean, it kind of made sense for them to put. And plus, is the Orlando City captain, so it just made a lot of sense. Um, it says Robin was the man of the match, right? Yeah, Robin was the man of the match. Why Pedro is not on the team of team of the month?
Team of the match
Team of the
day.
match.
Team of the match day, but Mason
Yeah.
was. Wow. 11 saves, Alonso.
I don't know
Alonso's
the
out here
statistics
stirring the
for
pot.
to be like team of the week. So
I don't think really Pedro had to do much in this game, Alonso. That's what
Yeah.
I would say, bud. It's like
JCB's 95 says Dagger and Faku were having a field day on that side. Great chemistry between the two of them. I agree. I think Faku needs to stay on that side.
I wonder if Dagger knows more Spanish now, since they have good chemistry.
Oh, Dagger habla español for sure.
Yeah, and not only that, he has that edge back, that he had last season. He has that grittiness of fighting for every ball. Like, in the beginning of the season, we didn't see that Dagger in many games.
The partnerships in this game were really evident, right?
Yeah.
Like the Dagger Faku one, we talked about Ojeda and Angulo. I also think that Kyle Smith and Angulo do a really good job of covering each other on that left side. The Ojeda Duncan one was one that came out of nowhere. Like the way those two connected was really impressive.
Yep. Let's read some more comments. It says JCB's Dagger and Faku were having a field day on that side. Great chemistry. Vamos Orlando. Let's keep it going. Says Joshua Tall. Summer Faku. Says Misael Rosa. Static. We did not play down to our opponent and showed no fear shooting our defenders. This is Team Bedoya. Thank you so much. Buenas noches, everyone. Such a fun game to watch, says JCB's. Thank you so much, everyone, that leaves your comment. Let's see if there's some on Instagram right now. I want to say hello to Miss K that's watching also. Kat, Bland ORL. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. Drop us your comment. Now, there is if you're on YouTube, there is a Google Doc form on there. Um, it's a survey, just kind of to get your feedback regarding regarding the pod, and we want to make sure that we do right, to you, and give you what you want, essentially. And we love constructive criticism, so it's right there for you guys to fill. And if you're not on YouTube, we will be posting it. It's right here. Loud and Proud Orlando listener feedback. It says, so it asks you a couple questions right there. How do you hear about us? How long do you typically listen to podcasts for, and all that stuff? Just fill it out. It's anonymous, and then we'll appreciate all the feedback we can get. It will be great to definitely get your feedback, and see where we're heading. Right, it's always good to know where you're going to find true north. So uh, appreciate your feedback. This is going to be also be posted on X right after the show, so we'll make sure to put it out there also, and we'll kind of pin it on there, so y'all can start filling this out. So appreciate that. So let's continue on the red card for Barlett, because that was one of the first controversial decisions. A lot of the DC people were upset that say that was not a red card.
Forward. And I agree. I think he should have been in the team of the week, but I'm with you, Luis. I don't care about that. But um,
I
he's
mean, he
having a
definitely got a
phenomenal.
starting spot now, Paola. He got a
Yeah,
starting
for
spot
sure,
now.
for
I
sure.
mean,
And I think, and like I said, I think this is the squad that we're gonna see going forward. And if that chemistry keeps growing and growing, we're not gonna see a different squad. And thank God, because I feel that Ojeda was wasted coming from the bench. That's my opinion, because he was doing phenomenal job coming from the bench, and then I'm like, what's missing that Ojeda is not in the starting 11? But now I think he found the right position for Ojeda and taking advantage of the great player that he is.
yeah, for sure. I mean, he's stepping up tremendously. To me, a I will say 9 out of 10 performance. I mean, strong form. And he could have not come in a better time also for Orlando, I'll be honest with you. The go ahead goal against Toronto, and then, now this goal against DC, and all his passes were on point. I think that, to me, I take more value on that. I know goals are very important, obviously, but having that precision in the passing, which we have not seen from a lot of the players in the beginning of the season. I feel like these, like you were saying, John, these sequences are getting a little bit better, and he got a starting spot now. I don't think Oscar's moving him out of the starting spot. Don't you think, John?
Yeah, there's no way. I think he did what he could to buy himself a place. He's pretty much now. He said, like, look, I'm gonna play so well that you can't not start me. And I don't know, whatever it was, Oscar had issues with him getting in the starting lineup. I suspect it has to do with the fact that earlier in the season we did see him give away the ball quite a lot. Like, he's not always the
Yeah.
best at retaining possession, but a lot of that comes from the fact that he's trying to do things that other players aren't trying to do. I think, like, he's so aggressive in the way he attacks with the ball that often he'll lose it. And in this game, and more recently, he hasn't been doing that. He's been creating so much and then connecting with other players or shooting himself. And he looks in this game like our most dangerous player, but he also is making the players around him look better. So I think if he can be that number 10 connecting piece, then he's got to start.
Misael Rosa says, Robin, great performance, made MLS Team of the Week. Yeah,
Huge
to
performance.
me, he completely shut down Benteke out of a lot of threatening positions. Um, the goal line clearance after Gales' save. And I just think he found getting a goal. And so I just feel like he definitely delivered in this game. We just need to see that more often, especially from our back line. And, we have not had the best, in my opinion, defensive year like we did maybe last season. And if this is going to be the shape of how things are going to start going again, I'm delighted that Robin has taken this time and this international break to truly like be that commander in on the back line. So
I mean, even Benteke was playing. I didn't see Benteke. I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
yeah,
He
I
shut
know.
him down. He shut
He
him
shut
down.
them down completely. Yeah. This is 11 safe, LOL. So come on, man. Yeah, 11 saves in one game, Alonso. Come on, man. It says they need to buy fullbacks if Pareja doesn't trust Santos. Playoffs are coming soon. I'm sure they'll think
100%
it. Yeah.
agree. I
I'm
agree
pretty
on that.
sure we can climb up to the sixth spot this week if we keep winning. Yeah, I mean, we'll discuss New England in the next episode. It says we need to have Loyola to play. Says, well, it'd be good to see him play for sure. So here's the Bartlett play right here. Like he's gonna come. What are your thoughts regarding Duncan leaving? Do you think we should get another striker? Maybe. I feel like we should. I don't know. I mean, Ramiro is a great striker, but I feel like size wise, Duncan has the size, in my opinion, in here.
I mean, we got to see what's happening. We've heard so many different things. It does seem very much like he wants to go and he's not going to take a contract. And then we've heard that the club is not wanting to sell him. So it seems like a bit of a standoff going on, but he's going to go. He's gone with the Olympic squad. So it's going to be him in the shop window. Teams already are interested in him. If he performs well during the Olympics, I think we're going to get that big offer. And I think the club will take it because they're going to say, like, we got to get something. The last thing we want to happen is like Chris Mueller situation, right? Like, so we've got till 2020, I want to say the end of 2025. So really till next summer to figure it out. Next summer, he'll be able to sign on a free to Europe for 6 months away, like Chris Mueller did to go to Scotland. So we've got this window and next window. I want to keep Duncan here, offer the man a DP contract. I'm sure that's what they're planning to do. I'm sure that's what they have assured him they would do. But whether it's enough might be too little too late, and he might just have his heart set on Europe. So we got to see. But regardless, if he goes, we have to sign somebody because Muriel not providing the goals. We need goals, and Orlando runs on Duncan. So when Duncan goes, what are we running on? Is Faku enough? I don't think so.
Burger King.
I'm
Just
not
kidding.
sure. I'm not sure we have anybody else who produces the amount of goals this season and last season like Duncan has. So it's a
For
big
sure.
hole, big shoes to fill if he goes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just look at the assist right here to Facu Torres right there. And again, that
That
DC backline.
assist is, by the way,
Yeah,
I could watch that thing all day. What a
Another chef
ball.
kiss. Mwah.
Oh, what a ball that is. Like, oh my gosh. It's like
yeah,
a
and and,
right-footed
and
pass across the goal.
yeah, and to add to what you say, I mean, he's gonna have. I mean, looking at the the U.S. youth national team's roster for the Olympics, he's gonna have a lot of playing time. I think to me, he's aside of that kid, forgot his name, the kid who plays in Europe. I don't know if he plays in Portugal or not, but aside of that of him, I mean, he's the second to me right there.
Who,
And
Pepe?
he's gonna have a lot of minutes in my opinion in the Olympics. So I mean, it's just a matter of time and I think he's gonna wait. If he's smart, he's gonna make a rush decision and going to to some shitty club, some backdoor, once in a blue moon I was super great, but now I'm not, type of thing. I think he deserves to go. I mean, if he can go to like a top team in Portugal or top team in like Spain, well, no, not top team in Spain, but like maybe a Real Sociedad, or Mallorca. I think it will be fantastic for him. Or maybe a team that's going to actually not be relegated in the championship or play for relegation, right? He can go to Stoke City, right? John?
Hey man, don't get my hopes up. It's not
Why
like
not?
look, I think Duncan, I think more importantly, we need to get a good deal for him for it to happen like this summer. So it needs to be a club where I like a Europa League club. I think it's perfect. Something like Torino. Torino, we're interested. We've heard lots of reports
Yeah,
from like likes of Tom
that'll be
Bogut that
good.
the Torino, like that's a high up Serie A club. Great, like a top 4 or 5 French team. That sort of maybe
A Lyon.
yeah, maybe like a PSV or something like in the Netherlands. Like that's a top end sort of championship team. Maybe even a lower end Premier League team where they feel like he could get some minutes, maybe off the bench. Who knows?
I mean,
But
if he scores more than 5 goals in the Olympics, he's gonna go to a really good club.
I think we want at least like 5 mil to 10 mil in that range. I
Yeah,
think an absolute
for
bare
sure.
minimum for us is around the five
Similar
million
to
mark.
DK, right?
Like,
How much did we get paid for DK?
yeah, it was about that. I'd have to look it up. I think like
Yeah,
7.5 or something. But the reports in the winter was we're gonna get it was speculated of like almost 10 million over time or something. So we're getting up there, and I don't think he's worth that much. I think that was maybe Blackburn trying to win the bid over Sheffield Wednesday. But if we're looking at trying to still offload him for that money, and he's more proven now than he was then, there's even less question marks over the guy. I think we should be looking in the 5 million plus range. And if we let him go for less than that sooner, it's debatable. At a certain point, if he wants to go, I say let him go because I don't want to. I
yeah,
don't want to keep unhappy players here. I don't think that's fair to
I
him,
agree. We gotta
and
do.
I don't
Yeah,
think
we
it's good
gotta
for
do.
the locker room.
I agree. I mean, what are your thoughts there, Paul? I mean, I feel like John is right. I think we need to do right to Duncan if he wants to go.
If he wants to go, be my guest. Like best of luck. But
Yeah,
like John says, I don't want unhappy players
Hakuna
in my
Matata,
team.
man. Circle of life.
I
Yeah,
mean, but to your point, Luis, like I just if he's gonna leave, it has to make sense for the player. It's like look at Joao Montinho. Was I don't even heard about him anymore. Like and I follow Spezia to see if he's playing or not, and he's not. So
There
like
was
it
a
has
rumor
to
that we
be
were linked back with Joe Martinez.
really,
Yes.
really? Nah,
really.
come
Yeah, I
on,
saw. I'll have to find it.
come
Hold on.
on,
Oh Lord. But
bro. He was.
anyways,
How many times? I'm sorry, I'm gonna say. How many times was he injured?
he's an injury
Get
prone
me, get
player.
me,
Yeah.
get. Look, if you're gonna bring old OCSC player, bring me Rafa Ramos from Corinthians.
Yeah.
Like, bring me Rafa Ramos. Bring me Yoshi Yotun. Like, come on, man. Like,
Rafa.
right, Rafa Ramos. Like, look. Let's read some more comments. It says Ivan Angulo also had that goal against Flamengo. That's right. Maguire assists. It says Alonso is common sense. Someone has to run to the second post. Duncan is good but too slow. Raul Ruiz. Well, yeah. I mean, that's Raul Ruiz is gonna be ending his tenure in Seattle again. Now, I mean, he could be a great partner. I mean, not to be a lone striker, but to be a second striker right there up top with Muriel or with Ojeda. He would be a force. I mean, he's a proven striker in the MLS. So, I mean, that could be an option if he's, Now, if I'm Orlando City, I'm already preparing, and I know I'm getting too ahead, but are you seeing what James Rodriguez resurrection in Copa America? James Rodriguez right now is playing like the best 10, like he used to be back in 2014. I would right now put my money where my mouth is and sign James Rodriguez from Brazil as a DP for next year. I mean, the level he's playing in Copa America is outstanding. Like the chemistry, that's why Colombia is doing so good. In my opinion, is because he's playing such high level. It says, and that's a good number 10 that we could have. I think going for another forward is the move. There's more of a chance of Duncan leaving than staying. Luis Jotun is down a leg. Yeah, I know. Not right now, but you know what I mean. I was, I know. JCB's knows. Anyways, right now, I mean, in my opinion, Kyle Smith is a phenomenal player. He's again 2 games playing really solid. But yeah, I agree. I think we need a little bit
But
more
he's
youth.
just the right back filling in at left back, holding it down. You know what I mean? Like he's not an all-rounded left back like how Dagger is. We need someone like Dagger on the left side, and it's not Rafa Santos. Clearly, it's not
Yeah,
him.
and I like Rafa Santos coming off the bench. To be honest with you,
And
uh,
I think he
sometimes,
struggles on the 1v1 defending,
yeah,
man, and it's just a
yes.
problem.
against better teams, I feel Kyle. It's more like he takes it, even though he might be a little slower. I mean, he has that grit that on the 1v1 he's gonna try to defend, do anything to defend. He's just not gonna let it go like Rafa, and just kind of step aside a little bit. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think in the off season or maybe in the summer they need to start looking at maybe some left back options or right or somebody could play left and right back right there. Or maybe we could see more of Freeman, which I mean OCB. I feel like they should play Leagues Cup in my opinion. Oh come on, man!
Ah,
I
that's
mean,
that. No way.
You say you wanted a left back, Luis. Almatinho.
bro,
It would
As
have
a
been
left back,
epic.
Coutinho could return to Orlando City. I have no idea. This North Insiders, this probably is very out there. Reporting probably out of Italy or something. I don't know. Maybe the Fire. Apparently, there's a report that we might sell our rights to the Fire for him. So,
he could. I mean, he could go
uh,
play with. He could play Chris Mueller, man. And do a little
yeah.
get together.
But
Get some
also,
Betis.
marshmallows.
talking of fullbacks, don't forget I've seen and Paula with our own eyes Luca Petrasso, and we know he's back, but he can't play
And I
yet.
talked to
So
Luca Petraso too. I talked to
see,
him. I talked to
you
Lucas.
talked to him?
Oh
I
yeah.
talked to him. Yeah, I went to him and you have the
Okay.
poster sign. I
Did you
gave it to
ask?
you so you can and
What did he
Did you
say?
I
ask
was
him
like,
when he's gonna play? Because
and
we need a
no, I
left back.
asked him like, "Hey, how was your time in Italy? Blah 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 blah." So and I was
You
like,
know
"Are
how
you
to pizza?
back?" And yeah, like he was like, "Yeah, I'm back with the squad," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, so you're telling me, Paula, right now that our big signing for the summer is gonna be. I mean, Luca Petrasso is gonna be like, and
Back
now
on loan, back
it's
from
gonna be like
loan.
the West Orlando City, and now with number 17. No,
No,
number
no, he's not
18.
17.
Luca
Maybe
Petrasso.
Luca learned a lot
Come
in
on,
Italy.
man.
Maybe Luca is like ready to go. Maybe that was
I
it.
mean,
Maybe
there was an
it was
interview.
that 6 months. Maybe he's the man now. Who
Hopefully, he
knows?
didn't ate a lot of pasta, because he gets
He
fat, he
looked
gets
healthy and
slower.
ready to
No,
go.
but yeah,
I
yeah.
think he's
I'm just,
ready.
I'm just bugging.
Well, I mean,
But yeah,
look,
I
if
talked to the dude.
if it comes with a hefty discount, and maybe to give opportunity for Freeman and for even Shaq Mohammed to maybe get some time, Kuchevsky at Leagues Cup, because honestly, why would you put your starting squad? We need to go up in the standings. I think the fans will love to see. Plus, I heard a lot of fans are not going to watch the Leagues Cup anyways. In my opinion, I heard. I don't know if that's true or not, but
Yeah, there's a lot of people still very
put.
resistant.
I feel like put Fabian Loyola in, put Kuchevsky there, put Jacqueline a Leagues Cup. I mean, we have nothing to lose. I mean, oh,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
okay.
I want to see some rotation options. We'll talk a little bit. Like we got some time to talk Leagues Cup because it's coming up. We got a few more games before then, but
Yeah,
we're gonna do like
JCB,
a Leagues Cup preview episode, I'm sure.
JCB's not just the skill with James, but the crowds that he would. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I just like the fact that we could we could get him for cheaper. I mean, if he gets eliminated, and um, if he gets, I mean, if he gets eliminated, it'll be cool to negotiate with him. I think he'd be a great signing for the Lions. I mean, that's a name right there. With Muriel, I mean, we'll be like a kind of we'll have a two Colombians, two Peruvians, we'll have Argentinians, and Brazilians and things like that. But I think he will definitely bring that leadership right there in the middle, right there. I mean, imagine with Wilder and Cesar
I
and
mean,
him at the 10.
the thing that would excite me the most if we brought in James, which I'm not super excited about, I gotta say, because I think he's a little bit too old, and
But
like as much as he's coming back, he has had a lot of history of
one,
injuries.
yeah,
So
one of the best
I
players
will
in
say
Copa
that.
right now.
But if we were gonna sign him, then I would say, what like is he gonna do for Muriel? The Colombian
Connection
connection.
with
If
Angulo
right
too.
now, that's my biggest concern. Is Duncan is gone. We were like, oh great, we got Duncan Muriel. That's fine. We'll have 6 months of Duncan, and by that time Muriel will be ready to go. The 6 months
It's a
is
good
here,
point.
and Muriel is no more ready to go, in my opinion, than he was really when he arrived. Like, we have
He's dead
not
and gone.
seen the progression in him getting into the team, and like he's been left out recently. We've been doing better, so that's not good. So if Duncan's not here for the next game, is Muriel going to get back in? Probably, because I don't think they're going to start Jacqueline or Enrique. But is it going to work? Like, we've really got to figure out
I mean,
what are we doing with this guy? Because right now he's
and I
like
have
Ojeda was last
concerns.
year. He's not working.
I mean, I have concerns about that. And I thought about Muriel coming in for Maguire, but at the same time, I don't want Muriel stepping into the midfield toes, because we have seen that, right? We have seen Muriel trying to create chances in the middle. Like, dude, I just want you to stay in the top. Don't move from there. We're gonna feed you. If that's the way, I don't mind seeing Muriel in the lineup. But my concern is looking at Muriel in the formation and he stepping into the other people's role. That's my concern.
That's why I think we look better when you dropped him, because you've allowed Ojeda to play in that space and operate. And like Facu even hasn't been invading. Like, Facu's been staying further on the wing, and there's actual space with no Nico as well, the other one who was getting in that same position. So you've actually spread out the team. I'm with you, Paula. If you bring in Muriel, he's just going to drop right into that space and I think cause similar issues to what we had before. He needs to be a forward 9, like Duncan, like on
Exactly.
the front foot, pushing the front line forward, but he keeps wanting to drop. He thinks he's Harry Kane, and he wants to drop deep into the midfield.
Bro, don't bring
I mean,
England. Don't bring England after.
Oh yeah, I won't.
I've been,
Sorry, we
I've been
won't go
watching a lot
there.
of have you seen the AI Southgate interviews when they do the AI dub
Oh
with
no,
his
I'm in the
voice?
jokes
It's
though.
hilarious, dude. All right. So Orlando, look how things turn, kind of like that Guns N' Roses song, Patience, right? All we need is just a little patience. Seventh, coming all the way from behind, right there. We're right there with Charlotte right now. Now, do we get excited, John? Do we get excited?
I think I think it was like we said, what, like 2 months ago. It's gonna be ups and downs. It wasn't all gonna continue. Like, I didn't think we were gonna spend the entire season being as bad as we were in the early parts of the season. Over the last 2 or 3 months, it's sort of evened out. Like, you look at the New York game, I think a
Yeah,
lot of that has to do with that field and what
yeah,
happened with
horrible.
Mason. And we just had like a horrible first half, and then
It
we
was a
tried to
shock, man.
recover, and we never able to recover. But you take that first half from New York City away, and you look at the last sort of 5 games. It's been pretty good, pretty solid. Some draws, yes, but winning games that we should be winning. And I hear people talk like, oh, but this was an easy one, and you gotta, let's see what happens when we play the upper competition. Yeah, but you can only beat the team that's in front of you. And right now, if we're
Exactly.
playing these guys and we beat these guys, and it's 3 points, the table doesn't care. 3 points is 3 points. Like, it
That's
doesn't
right.
matter. And a lot of the rest of the season, outside of Leagues Cup is teams in and around us or below us, less teams above us. So maybe we've played a lot of the tougher teams that we need to, and it's going to be a little bit like that gives me a little bit of hope. But I still think it's going to be up and down. I think I don't know if this team is going to be consistent all the time. We just got to keep defending like we are because like Jansen, Schlegel, everybody, amazing defense in this game. But also we got to keep doing the right things in the box and keep those goals coming. The goals more recently than anything gives me hope. Like we've scored more goals in the last 5 or 6 games than we did the entire beginning of the season before that. So the goals are flowing, and if we make a few mistakes, if we score 2, we can allow 1, or we can score 4 and allow 2. That's how we keep these wins rolling and don't slip back into our old habit of being easy to beat and not being able to score.
I mean,
I mean,
so
oh,
no, go ahead, Paula. Go
I'm
ahead.
just gonna say something that John said. Like, there's like this type of game we should have won it because of the type of team. There's a saying in Spanish. There's no little enemy. Like, right, Luis. Like, no hay enemigo pequeño. So it doesn't matter who we play. We need to win and take advantage of the possession and make those goals. So for New England, I'm expecting a win, not because they're 12, but I know that they're a good team like us. So let's see how it goes on Saturday. But at the same time, oh, we need to win because they're number 12 in the standings. No, they could win like that. We hopefully that not doesn't happen, but we never know what's going to happen in the game. So hopefully we could not concede goals. Not like John said, oh, we're not going to concede one. No, I'm being just that hard fan. No, a lot of goals and no goals in. No, don't concede goals. But there's no little enemy. I'm just gonna say that. Look at Copa
So,
America and Venezuela. They were almost going to win. Almost.
yeah, I mean, they had a good thing
Vamos,
going.
Vino Tinto.
Uh,
Sorry, Luis. I had to say that.
yeah, no, it's completely fine. Now it's not mano tengo fe. Now it's like, hey, guy, I have faith, right? You know,
Mano, tengo fe.
right.
Yo,
So
Austin, Luis, I haven't talked to you guys about that. I went to
yeah,
Venezuela and Austin, played Jamaica in Q2 Stadium. That was awesome. That was a
that's
great experience.
awesome.
It was
Yeah.
a good experience.
Oh yeah, there's
Did you buy
Tango
the?
Fe everywhere, Vino Tinto, everyone
Do
was
you buy your Venezuelan
Vamos
jersey?
I was gonna
Venezuela.
say, did you buy the Venezuela jersey?
No, they didn't have him. You cannot
What?
buy the Venezuela jersey in the US because political, you know.
Now
It's
makes
This is
made
Adidas.
sense.
by Adidas, but you cannot buy it in the US. So I bought a Copa America Vino Tinto colored plain T-shirt that just said Venezuela. I was like, I gotta have something.
Yeah, get a
I gotta
drop
have
box, man.
something. And
Yeah,
then
get a drop
I
box.
wore this hat to
There you go.
represent the boys in Q2.
So Orlando plays New England, and if they get 3 more points, you're literally right there. You know,
It's a tight
28,
table, man.
29.
Tight.
You're at 30 points right there. And then Charlotte plays Cincinnati. So you already become literally 2 points away from the 6th spot, right? New York plays Chicago. Now, Chicago, if they do a miracle and beat New York, which I doubt, but if they do, because they're going to be playing in Chicago, um, we're only going to be, 5 points away from 5th, right? So there's still a whole, like John said, a whole road ahead. I think the way we need to see this is be very humble, level headed, game by game, you know, take it like the US Open Cup, you know what I mean? Game by game. Uh, you know, we're on the clear path, on the right path. I believe so. I believe we're on the right path. I believe some of the players are taking accountability. Some of the decisions from Oscar also have been pretty good with the subs and things like that, and the people he's been putting on the lineups and things like that. So it shows there's more cohesiveness from the team. But
I'm looking at it as like little sections now, Luis, right? We got like 3 games before Leagues Cup, then Leagues Cup is whatever, is what it is. And then after that, we've got another sort of chunk of games. There's about, was it 1, 2, there's about 7 or 8 games after Leagues Cup. So focus on these next 3 games: New England, Nashville, New
New
York City
York.
FC. Definitely away at New England is possible win. Even away at Nashville is a possible win. They're not, they're changed their coach. They don't really know what they're doing. So we could definitely win there. And then we need revenge against New York City at home.
It is a
So
derby.
yeah, I mean, we could definitely take 9 points. I'm not saying we will, but we could. It's possible. In a week kind of sucks. That's not great. So we're gonna have to rotate somewhere, but we'll talk more about New England on Thursday.
JCB's 95 says that light and flare is in the OC DNA. Team Bedoya, I think Muriel misses Duvan Zapata. Yeah, right. I agree with you on there. Let's see comments on Instagram. I have a B Land ORL says 12 games left. How many points do we need to secure a playoff spot? You know that, John?
I mean, God, I don't think anybody knows that at this point
Yeah.
because it's so tight in the table. Like, I would say we probably won at least another like 15, 20 points if we can.
Well, let me get my calculator right here.
So you'd have
mean,
to go do a
still,
lot of math and use calculations
exactly.
on how many games and who. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not that guy. There might be someone out there who's doing that. I don't know. I would say that we just need to keep on consistent in our performance,
Winning.
and that's more than
I
anything.
completely
Like
agree.
we might lose to Nashville, but if we beat New England and New York City 6 out of 9, good. That's keeping us going. We just can't drop off into
Yeah, we can get 3 back-to-back losses.
yeah,
That would
no, like yeah, like a loss, a draw, a win that would probably be enough. Not great, but it depends. Like I said, we're not gonna keep winning all the time, and we're not gonna continue losing. It's gonna be up and down. Let's take it one game at a time and see what we can do. But right now the boys are on a high. So when we do play these big teams, if we keep winning, like when if we do beat New England and Nashville, then we've got confidence of 4 wins on the bounce playing New York at home. So that impacts things. It's all about just keeping it rolling, trying to keep the confidence up, keep the goals flowing, keep them out of the net.
We got some words from Duncan McGuire and Oscar Pereja. Let's play them real quick.
With the result, I feel like we're playing how we ended the season last year, really attacking, and even before they got a red card, went down to 10 men. I felt we were creating good phases of attacks and not letting them get near a goal. So overall, we're very happy with how the game went, and happy to get 2 in a row, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Well, and we have the players and now the staff from our team today. We want to congratulate Kaka on what happened today. It was very significant for the club and what he represents to us. So for us, it was an honor to be part of that. So we're very happy. And also, I thought it was another good night for us. We tried to get more consistency on these games that we needed, not just because of the points, but the confidence that we need on the team. The first half was an outstanding first half, probably the best as we have played during the year. It seems that our players are getting more confidence and we're getting more close to what we are and or what we were. So we're happy. We're encouraged to keep going. And second half, obviously, to play with one man more. We dominate the game and territorially and spaces, but I think the overall thing he just shows that, as I say, we look much more like us.
There you go. We look much more like us. So that's that. I'll take that as we're moving on. So I think that's great. So we'll talk about to me the legend right here, Kaka, which they honored Kaka to the. I know that I said the the Hall of Fame, but then it's the Legends Terrace. You know what I meant. A little. It's the same thing. Come on,
It's
but
kind
You
of
were
it's kind of
not
like
that
our
off.
Hall of Fame, you know.
right, it's like Orlando City Hall of Fame, but it's okay.
Yeah.
The Legends Terrace, which was beautiful ceremony. The first member on the OCSC Legends Terrace was celebrated, which was Kaka. And it was awesome ceremony right after the game. I know first and foremost the win 5-0. Like I'm sure he was like, "Jeez."
Oh, they cut to him during the broadcast, and he's like, "Oh, Hayda scores. Oh, there's Kaka clapping away, loving it."
And
It was
then
cool.
also Tommy Redding was there. Kevin Molino was there.
Hold on. Tommy Redding was there?
Yeah,
What? Nobody told me this.
yeah. Tommy Redding
Okay,
was there. Yeah,
now I'm
Tommy
bummed.
Redding
I
was
miss
there.
Tommy Redding.
Kevin
Legend.
Molino was there. Breck Shea came in.
Yeah, I saw Breck. Yeah,
No,
the
Breck
goat
Shea.
in the
So
building.
a lot of the people from the 2015. It would have been cool. Obviously, Seb was in Kansas, but it would have been a great 2015 reunion right there.
It's cool that Kaka, like, he invited some of his friends. I know, like, him and Kevin are good friends, and some of these other guys from the team that were there when he was there. So it's nice. It looked like a really cool. I love the banner. I think that's a great place for it. And
Yeah.
there's like a big space right next to it, and I'm like, who's gonna go there? Who's going next?
I mean, is this OCSC for both Pride and City or just Orlando City? I think it's Orlando.
I think this is both.
This is
I
both.
think
Then
they
to
just
me,
called it the Legends Terrace. There's no
then
like,
Marta.
Yeah,
Right?
they should be included
You
both,
you
not
you got
only one.
you got to put
Well,
Marta there.
Kaka himself in the presser, right? He said Marta.
Yeah, Marta. I mean
I
that.
think so.
And then if
I
you want a
Yeah.
third one, Nani.
Yep.
There you go. I mean, and then fourth one, Adrian Vinta.
No. Miguel Gallardo, come on.
Uh,
He's got to be up there.
I'm just joking.
Yeah. I mean,
Or
there's Jamie
Batista, the
Watson. There's
animal.
a bunch of guys I'd like to put up there, but it depends whether they're
Carlos
what
Rivas.
what is the scope on this, right? Like, is it just guys who are at the level of international fame that Kaka and Marta are and also play for our club, or is it, history and like, because
Dennis Chin.
there's an argument, like, if Pedro goes, then Pedro should go up there, right?
Yeah,
Because
Pedro should go up
he's
there.
would be our longest term goalkeeper, etc. But also, are they retired from the game? Like, could we put Marta up there? She's still playing for us. There's a lot of questions,
But still, I mean,
around
she's
like, what does this mean to be on this list, as it were? Kaka's set the bar high, obviously, being the first guy.
for sure. I mean, you could say Alex Morgan.
I was gonna say just to bug John. Morgan was gonna be the next one, but
Turns
just
off the
to see
camera.
John's
It
face.
walks out.
I generally was like this close to be like, that's it. I'm done. I'm
Flip-
done. No more for the night.
Flip the desk and everything.
No, but honestly, I feel like it should be, I mean, we cannot put every single player. I feel like, from the USL era, Jamie Watson for sure. There's, Dennis Chin, Miguel Gallardo. From the Pride, Marta, I believe Marta. And I don't know if you want to add Cindy LaRue, but,
I really rate Cindy LaRue. I think she was a great ambassador for the club.
Yeah. So Cindy
She
LaRue.
was one of the only players from that period that
Yeah.
I still
I
like.
felt like she was always pretty good with Marta and
We'll see, man. But I think it was a bit of a shame that they did it after the game, because I think they would have liked to have done it when the stadium was a bit more full. Like, everybody
Yeah.
left, and then so that wasn't great. I think it was a bit awkward when there's not that many people there.
the fans booed. The fans booed Infantino.
Oh, well, he could, yes.
And then they booed when they closed up to Mark Wilf. They also booed. Some people booed.
Yeah. It could be, though, that I did see some
What?
posts about Mark Wilf potentially having to be at a funeral for Vikings.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly why he wasn't there.
Yeah. But But
But
it's good for them to celebrate Kaká. His whole family was there. Beautiful cleats right there that commemorated all the jerseys he wore. I'm sure John, you have all those kits. Um, and then here's a
I have
picture
one
of.
of them.
You see, that's Tommy Redding right there.
there he is.
Yep, there you go. Scott Sutter too was there too. Kevin Molino. Now they gave us. I do have the right here the scarf.
Ooh, you have the
It's got his face
scarf.
on it, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much the one that Molino has on right now. Right there. And there was a commemorative poster also that they get provided. It was amazing. Now the jacket looks amazing, man. That's a beautiful jacket right there. But it was great to see, Kaká being honored, Ballon d'Or winner. I mean, I remember that goal, the first goal he scored of a set piece against NYCFC. That's magical. After celebrating every single goal in USL, for him to be the first one who scored a goal for the club in the MLS era, it was definitely definitely a huge mark that he left in the club. So I'm delighted that they're able to do that. So thoughts, John, Paula, any thoughts on Kaká? Forever a Lion?
No. Every time that I read Forever a Lion, I started laughing. It's just remind me of people commenting in Twitter about Forever a Lion. But anyways,
He hugged me.
no, I'm happy for him. What was that, Luis?
No, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. No, he
No,
didn't
but
hug
I'm
me.
happy
No.
for Kaka.
Yeah, I'm super happy for Kaká, and it was cool for them. It made news all over the world. I mean, just the club was again in everyone's mouths. I mean, one retweet. I mean, to have Roberto Carlos like just congratulate you, like that's huge. And Marta also, he was pretty emotional when Marta gave him you know some words right there for Kaká. But I agree with John. I think the next one could be um right here. Oh,
I wanted to show you this, Luis, because whenever I think of Kaka, I think of when I used to work at the club, and I don't know if anybody's listening was there this day, but the day that we announced him on Wall Street
oh yeah,
during the World Cup watch party for it was USA versus Ghana in the World Cup, I think quarterfinals of 2014.
yeah, World Cup.
And yeah, there's a little video here. It's only 46 seconds, but we'll just take you back to that day when we announced him on the street.
Today, we checked that final box, but we didn't just bring a Brazilian superstar. We brought a world superstar.
Oh man,
Who would
really.
call here?
I wish I was
Kaka.
here.
Yeah, that's amazing. I never thought that was gonna happen. Did he
Oh
sign
my
an
God,
iPhone?
sign an iPhone. Yes, he signed an iPhone.
He
I
signed
bet
an
that
iPhone.
iPhone is an eBay or something.
He signed everything. Yeah. That was just a great day, I think, for
Yeah, for
one
sure.
of my favorite days that I'll ever remember from being just working at the club and everything. And just like you talk about Orlando being a soccer city,
Yeah,
that day, the combination of us doing a watch party for the US and announcing
yeah,
Kaká, it was just epic. So I think I always want to thank him for putting us on the map, right? Like we didn't do a lot while he was here, but he put us on the map. And for that, we got to always thank him. And even now, like he's so famous, like this goes everywhere because he's got that level of fame, even though he's retired.
yeah, for sure. Evan Weston, I do want to give kudos to. Great job being the speaker there. And it was just cool. There was a poem too. there's an artist that did a poem on Kaka and his accomplishments, and yeah, this guy right here. It was pretty impactful. He did pretty good too. I don't know what the exact words were. Like I was there. I was more focused on the filming, but it was all the footage is on our YouTube channel. So if you want to kind of get a behind the scenes look on what happened on that amazing night, feel free to just go into our YouTube channel. It'll be right there, and there's Miss K right there with the cleats, with the commemorative cleats, and then that's the unveiling of the terrace, right? There's gonna be a lot of names, like you say, John.
There's a
You
lot of
know,
space along that
a
that
lot of space.
terrace.
Sure, a lot of history, man. For sure.
For
So,
sure.
anyways, we're gonna go and talk about a little bit about Duncan McGuire as well. So, Duncan McGuire, the U.S. Youth National Team, uh, definitely. There's a video right here.
We are living our dreams. We are going to the Olympic Games. With this group, it goes beyond the dream. It's a goal to represent our country in the best possible way.
It's got some good players around
That's
it, man.
why
I
we
know,
put
right?
this team together.
It's gonna be a pretty good team. Caleb Wiley's fire.
A group of great people and players
Walker Zimmerman,
that will
captain.
give everything for the United States.
John Tolkien having a good season with New York. Um, would you believe only there's 8 that play abroad, and the rest are MLS?
Yep.
Next,
Shows you.
Gramaski,
Jack McGlynn,
Jack
very good
McGlynn,
player.
Paredes, he's the guy who plays in Utrecht. Pretty good. Jackson Aronson. That's our boy right there. There you go. There you go.
Draped in the American flag.
We're
With
going to
American
France to
flag,
make our
man.
country proud.
None other than Duncan McGuire.
There you go. American runs in Duncan for sure. And so here's a actual list right there. So he's definitely going to have with Paredes, in my opinion, are going to be maybe the two up front. They're going to have a lot of minutes, in my opinion. I think Paredes is in a top form right there. He's definitely going to. It's going to be this tournament. If obviously we wish the best for the U.S. I think if they get far, it's going to open doors for a lot of the players in this list, at least in my opinion, especially to go play abroad. What are your initial thoughts, Paula, on the list, and what do you think of? Think Duncan's going to do great?
I mean, this is the moment that he should shine more, right? Because, like you said, this is going to open a lot of opportunities, and most likely recruiters and all that shenanigans agents will be in the Olympic trying to recruit players. So this is his time. This is his moment to continue shining. And unfortunately, if he does that, we wish him the best, because we have, like, it would be selfish to not be rooting for your guy, right? So he's gonna do fantastic, and if he does, we're gonna lose him, and we're ready. Like, mentally, I'm ready to lose Duncan McGuire. Unfortunately, I'm not happy a lot, but it is what it is. Hopefully, he can get an agent from a good team and take him. That's what I have to say.
I mean, I would love for him to follow the same path as Kevin Paredes. He plays in Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga, doing really good right now. I would hate for him to go to a Westerlo like Griffin Yao or Utrecht or Venezia, right, in Italy. I mean, I know
don't
that
end up
he
like Busio.
right.
There's plenty
Busio's
of those bad stories of
Busha
Yeah.
could end up coming back to to the U.S. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, look
Now,
at Mihailovic, right? Goes, doesn't make out, comes back. Like, it happens a
obvious,
lot.
obviously, if they have a great tournament and probably the U.S. gets far ahead in the tournament, and maybe some silver or some gold or even some bronze, like I think a lot of them are going to be going to better teams in Europe. Uh, Slonina, do you think who's going to be the starting keeper? Slonina from Chelsea or Patrick Schulte? I believe Chelsea's going to pull some strings for Slonina to start.
Yeah.
I would go
I
with
will.
Schulte, right?
Schulte?
Slovenia, has he been on loan
Schulte's in
somewhere?
Columbus.
So Schulte's more like, Schulte is really a good keeper in
Yeah, he's a
form.
really good keeper.
So
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a tough one.
yeah.
Slovenia's probably got more potential. Maybe. Who knows?
Almost.
I see Slonina over
Schulte is the bigger
Schulte.
name of the two. But Schulte's been playing MLS and playing well.
Yeah,
So,
our whole back line is MLS, pretty
I mean,
much.
Schulte just won the MLS Cup, right? So,
Yeah. Our whole back line is MLS. Caleb Wiley as a left back. Miles Robinson, Nathan Harrell from the Union. John Tolkien, like all these guys, all these names I just mentioned are in a really high form in the MLS right now. So typically the perception of the MLS abroad is they're not good defending. That's why there's a lot of But in this scenario, I think the national team has played. It's going to be playing a lot of the kids that are doing pretty good in their actual MLS teams right now. Um, in the mid, you have Busio from Venezia, Benjamin Kremaski from Inter Miami. No, I'm just kidding. No. Jack McGlynn from Philadelphia Union, Mihailovic from the Rapids, Tasman from Venezia. Hopefully, I mean they have Kremaski was scouted by Argentina. He's half Argentinian, so I mean I don't know. Hopefully he's a good tournament for him. I think people are putting a lot of hope on him and Busio. And then up top, I feel Duncan to me comes on a high form, and I honestly think that he's going to make an impact in this squad. So that's your post right there, right, John?
yeah, man, I have to do appreciation post for Duncan, right? I feel like there's so much like transfer saga around him. I just want to take a minute and just be like, you're still our player. I'm proud that you're going off to the Olympics, regardless of what happens. I think, we took a guy that just came out of college and was like, hey, let's see if he can do it. And Oscar, whether you like him or don't like him,
Yeah.
has developed Duncan. And now we're getting to the point where he's maybe too big for us and might have to go after a bigger club in Europe or something. As much as people don't like that's the nature of international soccer. That's what's going to happen. So when it comes to a guy like this, I want to wish him well. And I also want to thank him for just the good, all the goals, man. Like, honestly, like last 2 years, this guy has been our top goal scorer, netting so many from all different kind of goals. And I think that we just got to appreciate him for a minute because it might be over in a second. So shout out to you, Duncan. I'm wearing your shirt. Orlando runs on Duncan, and hopefully it will again when you come back. But for right now, USA runs on Duncan. Damn right.
America.
America. Well, no, because we don't want to support
Merc.
directly. We don't want to just completely steal, because that is actually the exact.
Duncan, if you want to sponsor a matcha latte with a shot of espresso, that's my favorite drink. 3 Splenda. Concernedly, feel free. Buy me a coffee. There you go. Just kidding. But anyways, wish luck. I'm definitely we're gonna be following the Olympics for sure. I mean, it's gonna be everywhere.
Yeah.
Um,
Duncan
well,
watch will not end just because he's not here.
for sure. Duncan watch will not end. Anything else you wanna add on this? Right now we talked about Duncan and everything like that. You wanna maybe develop a little bit about the survey, John?
Yeah, I mean, just to reiterate, please go check it out. I'll throw it up on the screen again now so you can see, and Luis is going to post it in the socials. We really love to hear from all of you and your feedback. You can come in here and tell us, how you heard about us and how much you like to listen and when you like to listen and what kind of content you want to see, whether you follow us on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. We just need to get a better understanding of our audience. This is just good market research here, so we want to hear from you. And also, if you've got stuff that you want to tell us or whatever, we want to hear your opinions. We're growing all the time, but we want to know what you guys want to see. It's a lot of what we do is for the fans and fan driven, and this is just a way for us to get information from you. So please go ahead and fill that out. It won't take you very long. It's anonymous. Just give us a little bit of information about where you like to listen and how you found out about us, because we don't always know. All about us, but we don't really know much about our listeners. So we want to learn more about you guys.
There you go. There you go. If you're on YouTube, make sure that the link is right there. It's already on the chat box. You can just fill it out real quick. If you are on the socials, it's going to be on Twitter and on Facebook. I'm going to be putting it in, and on Instagram as well. I'm going to put a link on our bio. So thank you so much again. The next game for Orlando City against New England. We'll discuss all of that, all New England on Thursday. Anything else you want to add, Paula, before we go?
No.
Tiro de esquina, maybe?
No, I haven't recorded anything yet for Tiro de Esquina, but still news there. So go and follow us.
There you go. You can follow Tiro de esquina right there on the socials. Anything else you want to add, John, before we go?
No, just excited for another weekend of soccer coming up. Join us tomorrow for the Pride Pod. It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a bomb.
We gotta talk all about KC and their whining fans. So
Exactly.
come hang out with
Crimea
us
River.
there. Where we'll talk everything about Marta and how much you can celebrate or not celebrate. So check out the Pride Pod tomorrow.
For sure. Check out the Pride tomorrow at 7:30 tomorrow as well. So thank you guys for your support. And like always, vamos Orlando,
Vamos
guys.
Orlando!
Take care. Have a good
Vamos
one.
Orlando!